This is Smithy.tv.
Welcome to another episode of the Mind Reels on Smithy.tv, which is awesome. Sue, you were rocking a bandana this evening.
I sure am. Nice. Keep calm and say Bomb Girls.
Yes.
Save Bomb Girls.
And we've had this is Monday. This sure
is. It's
and
still
we've had
Monday.
a busy week already.
Yeah.
I mean, we did the toy convention yesterday. Toys are awesome. And then we had Mingle for Admission last night, which made us an amazing $21,000.
Nice going, Amanda Brugel. My lord.
Come back soon. We love you. And then tonight we're in the studio with yet another Bomb Girls alumni.
Our first in-studio Bomb Girls.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah.
That's me?
Yep.
Whoa.
Everything else has been audio.
We've got our Bomb Doc in the studio tonight.
Very cool. Gabe Gray, welcome to the show.
Where do I look? This one or that?
That one's you.
I'm an actor. I know which guy.
I'm going to play to that one. Yeah.
It's usually the one with the blinky line.
But yeah, thanks for coming in. This is going to be awesome. Because, yeah, we were with Bomb Girls right from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, Sue watched it first. I love this story. I love telling this story. Because Sue watched it first, and she's like, you really need to watch Bomb Girls, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. Okay.
And I watched it to support Brittany Allen.
Yeah.
We have not had on the show yet.
And she's in Defiance, so there's two reasons.
Yes.
And she's in Dead Before Dawn.
That's
Three
right.
reasons.
Brittany.
What the hell?
I watched her career.
She's everywhere right now. But yeah, Sue was watching it, and she says, you need to watch it right now, and the last 5 minutes will just blah. So I'm like, all right.
If you're not horror-stricken, then...
Yeah. So I'm watching it. I'm going, this is good. I like the 40 setting. I like the story. Blah blah. Oh my god! I'm messaging Sue right there. And I'm like, all right, I'm hooked. Pun intended. Yeah. We've been there since the beginning.
Amazing.
Yep.
Although I have yet, still as of this viewing, I have not watched the final episode.
You have?
I can't do it. I've literally tried to. Sue calls bullshit on it. That's true. But I have literally tried to watch it 3 times, and every time I throw it on and I get that previously on Bomb Girls, and like, this is the last time I'm gonna hear that. No. And I literally have to stop it.
Well,
Maybe
keep
not.
coming. We're gonna save Bomb.
I'm hoping. As soon as I get something, I will watch the episode. I will.
Okay.
It's a pretty brilliant episode. Like, it, even though it's like the season finale. Season. I think it was overall one of my favorite episodes. Like, so much stuff happens in it, and
It was
it's so good.
beautiful, yeah.
Well, I was quite happy that Wendy Balfour actually complimented me on the fact that I didn't watch it and said thank you for everything you wrote, which was really nice.
That's nice.
And we're now like friends on Twitter.
Yeah.
Which means that we're like friends in real life.
That's right.
That's right. Totally means that.
Wendy.
Of course.
Come over anytime.
But yes, we like to start our interviews by finding out what your favorite movie is.
Oh god, I have like a whole list.
Do it.
Yeah.
Lists are good.
Gladiator.
Nice.
All the Austin Powers films. I'm sorry.
Everybody has one of those.
For Bollywood, it's Devdas, which is like.
Oh.
Really? Let's get married. And have a heartbreaking thing happen, and
Okay.
I'll be an alcoholic. It's.
And then you're gonna die at the end, and I'll be.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You should see this guy get a haircut.
Yeah, so there's that. Just because I thought, for me, like when I watched that film, it was just like, wow, Bollywood films can look like this? Because I was always like, But I was like, wow. So that kind of opened my mind about how amazing that industry is, and now they just keep churning out amazing.
Yeah,
they really do. I won't watch anything with Aishwarya Rai anyway because wow.
Yeah.
Just wow.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment.
It's Aishwarya.
There it is. Is it? Okay.
Aishwarya.
Let's see. I don't know her personally yet, so.
I don't know her
yet.
One day.
One day, exactly.
One day.
See, that's a good list though.
Yeah.
You kind of walk like the whole.
Yeah.
You got a little fun in there with that.
And now I don't know if you watched Cloud Atlas.
I read the book.
I love the movie. Like I haven't read. I'm not much of a reader. I'm terrible at that stuff. Like I get really. But anyway, sorry.
Well, but you're always reading scripts.
It's a longer time commitment.
Yeah. But like I watched the film and. Actually, Charlotte talked about it on Twitter the other day, and I'm like, oh yeah, it was. I watched it in the cinema, but I wanted to go back and I watched it again, and I did, and I'm just like, it's still amazing.
Cool. Did she just watch it recently? And that's why
she just tweeted it, and then I said, I want to watch it again, and then I watched it again. I'm like, yep, same feeling.
Okay.
Perfect.
Because I love the book. The book blew me away. I missed it in the theaters, and I almost picked it up today. I won't lie, they had it right there at the front of the store in HMV. I'm like,
you don't know if you want to ruin the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, although I never everybody in it.
Unless it's like Roald Dahl or, those types of books.
Yeah.
Something with pictures.
Yeah, Bonnie's off giggling again. That's always a good sign when Bonnie laughs. We know we're doing okay. But yeah, you've obviously you've gotten a huge fan base now because of Bomb Girls.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Thanks, guys.
But
Bombshells unite.
I mean, you've done like The Border, you've done Covert Affairs.
Yeah.
You just shot Lucky 7 with a couple of Bomb Girls alumni in there too.
Fun.
Anastasia.
Yeah.
It
was kind of surprising because when I got the audition, I'm like, well, let me Google what this show's about. The first thing that pops in Anastasia's face, I'm like, really?
I'm going to be working with you people.
No, I was just an audition at this point, so I was like, okay. And then I just I'm like, another brown doctor role, okay. I'm like, this time no accent. I'm like, okay. So I just kind of just did it. And then there was no callback. I just got the part. I was like,
wow.
Yeah. It was,
Nice.
it was fast. It was just like within a week I was on set.
Holy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like, okay, thanks.
Good job, everyone.
I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. I mean,
so far the title's working for you.
Yeah,
so.
we got picked up, and so...
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, we got picked up. And also ABC's Tuesday, 10 p.m. this fall.
Nice.
Cool. Good.
Yeah, same night as S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's going to be tough. But S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, it's on S.H.I.E.L.D. same network.
Yeah,
ABC,
so there we go.
Disney.
It's going to be
Pay attention.
Like
Yeah. I'm there for
fall,
S.H.I.E.L.D.
like September-ish? September, October?
Yeah.
And it's like a full 22, or is
I
it
have no idea about anything. All I know is I'm a recurring character on the show.
Boom. You're
And
happy.
I'm a
Nice.
doctor.
Boom.
No accent this time.
Bring on those nurses. They could happen.
Listen.
In my head, it's kind of like this character is Dr. Patel's grandson.
See?
amazing.
There you go. Perfect tie-in. Perfect.
In my head, though, I don't know if they really say that, but
It'll totally work.
it all works.
It
Yeah.
totally works.
That's the way it is in my head now. So.
There you go. Oh, no.
Yeah. We'll make that happen. And now, you were right before the camera started rolling. You talked about how when you first went in for Dr. Patel, it was just like a little, basically almost like a walk-on.
Well, it was weird because it was like I had just come back from LA and I was like, I don't know if I want to be an actor anymore because it was rough out there, and I was just like, I had like this, but then this week came, like I had 12 auditions, and this like it was like boom, like 3-4. Even the day I had the Bomb Girls audition, I was like, I have so many auditions. I didn't know, I didn't even memorize my lines. I didn't have time to print them out or anything. Like I just kind of scribbled them down on a piece of paper. I walked in, I'm just like, they're like, do an accent. I'm like, okay. Did it. And, like, no, I don't know. And then I saw all the regulars out there. Whenever there's a brown guy part, it's all like the room full of regulars.
Yeah.
Hey guys. And so then I got a call back, and then I'm like, oh, and then that's where I met Adrian, and she was like an intense audition, and it was just like, I walked out, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what that was about. And then then I got, one day it was just like, another phone call came, come downtown in like 2 hours, you have an audition. I'm like, I live out in Mississauga, I don't have a car. So I'll take the go bus, so hold on. And here's a whole new scene. And I'm like, oh, okay, so the part had gotten, I guess, bigger by then. Because before it was just the dinner party scene that I was auditioning for.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I had my second callback, my third audition, it was the scene where I'm kind of like telling Lorna we should put Jean into a coma. Yeah, so that was my other audition scene. So
Damn.
yeah,
Wow.
so that's how it happened.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
And obviously they loved what you did because they kept bringing you back.
Yeah.
And then nice little romance with the daughter.
Yeah, Natasha was awesome.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that while I was waiting for Sue to get here. I love the fact that as much as you can love any of the characters in the series, and in this case we'll talk about Lorna because it's Lorna that kind of does everything. They're all still incredibly human. I mean, Lorna's a strong, independent, amazing woman, and yet when someone who doesn't
agree with
fit,
what
exactly. when someone comes along to date her daughter, and there's and
It's
doesn't
hilarious
follow
because
her.
when my mom watches this, she's like, I hate her. My son's amazing. I'm like, it's not real. She should be happy that she's getting a guy like that. It's like, Mom, calm down. Yeah, no, Natasha was great. Like, I actually, when I got the part, then they had like the season 2 kickoff party. So I got to meet everyone, and so I kind of knew who everyone was because when I got the part, I watched all of season 1, like all in one sitting because it was such an amazing show. And then I got to the party, and I just like. They don't know who I am. And the funniest part is when I met Anastasia, like I didn't say hi to her, like her hair was covering like her hair, so I just did this. And she's like, "Oh, so you watched the show?" I'm like, Dr. Patel. And that's how I met Anastasia.
That's wicked.
Yeah. And Natasha, I didn't even recognize because she had actually chopped off all her hair because she had played.
Really?
She was playing a boy, like a young boy in I can't remember. She was doing a play. And she was playing a young boy. So I kind of saw her face. I'm like, "Are you Natasha?" Then she kind of knew that. And then we kind of had her. Then we actually hung out. She invited me over and she made gazpacho and we had it with saltines and soup and stale saltines for dinner that night. So we kind of had our first date that way in real life. So that's cool. Yeah. And the whole cast was just so wonderful and welcoming.
We got to have our day up there. It was just Although where was the hospital stuff shot?
It's in that same.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, because I remember there was a gurney in a hallway.
Okay. Yeah,
we saw a hallway.
Yeah. You saw that blue hallway.
Because I was like, I'm gonna go take a nap on the gurney.
They would just change the numbers every time we're in a So it'd be 101. So it's like one of those buildings where every single floor was the same.
Yeah, of course, as they do.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
That's a hospital.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was my hospital.
That's right.
That's right. Your hospital.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that all the characters are human. I mean, there's no
black
or white.
Good. No one's a bad. Or
Yeah.
Kind of got their thing.
But I won't lie though. When Lorna kind of says that you weren't good enough, I'm like, what? Lorna, after all we've been through together through the television screen, you're gonna screw it up with that?
Yeah. Well, that's why again.
Especially after banging Marco in the first.
I know, right?
I mean, come on.
It's a little judgmental.
Kettle pot. I know that baby wasn't yours.
Oh, Lorna. We love you, Meg Tilly.
Yeah.
Come on.
She's awesome.
Ridiculous.
I mean, most of my scenes were with her. Like,
that's gotta be. Yeah.
It was like better than any acting class I've ever taken. It was just just talking to Lorna, just talking to Meg.
Yeah.
And I got to work through my process with her and stuff. And
wow.
even like when I was getting ready for the haircut afterwards, like after finishing Bond Girls, I was like, I don't know, like I don't think, because Bond Girls hadn't started airing yet. And then I shot the haircut like right in New Year.
Right.
And I didn't know like how I did in Bond Girls. I'm like, I don't know, like I was terrified. I thought, oh my god, So I remember I messaged Megan, I'm like, can you just give me some thought process, like something? What do you do? And she's like, just enjoy the work. Just forget about the rest of it. Don't even watch it when it comes out. Just enjoy the work.
Lord knows she wasn't watching it when it came out.
Yeah, I know. Like it made so much more of a difference because like I remember because I knew like in the haircut I would have more of a leader role. So I was a bit terrified and so just her advice was just enjoy the work and I guess I did and I guess the response from that was good too. So I guess I enjoyed it.
Man. Well, yeah, like the
It was still
Q&A after
terrifying,
was
so
like a
like
lot
the
of talk
stuff,
about that one in particular. I remember one person like just went on about how intimate it was and how the connection between the two characters was like evident right from the whole thing, and you're just like, oh, why didn't you just get together?
Like I was gonna say, I was gonna ruin the.
Yeah.
It's gonna be at.
Never mind, it's short.
Soon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
There's gonna be other. Yeah, I think it's gonna do the full film festival.
Oh, wicked.
So, yeah, I know they were submitting it. I actually emailed this one morning. I'm like, I'm going to be interviewed. So do you have any updates? And they're like, not yet, but soon. So I'll post it on Twitter and my Facebook page and stuff like that.
Because you saw it and you loved it.
And we'll, and we'll pimp it as we do. We're whores. No whore.
But yes, I do want to see it because now that I've heard Sue talk about it and you talk about it, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I was busy at the time. I'm sorry. I was out of the country, man. Come on, give me a
You
break.
couldn't just
He was
fly
in
back
Bermuda.
for a 9-minute film. Bermuda.
They could have just.
You would have liked that whole section of shorts.
I probably would have.
It was. Yeah, I was actually really proud because they were all my peers. Like,
Yeah.
that made it right. It was
that's
from
awesome.
the ACTRA, the Young Emerging Actors Assembly. So they all created these shorts. They wrote them, produced them, directed them. Everything was all within, and it was just a way. It was like a vehicle for them to promote themselves because a lot of the times these young actors, as talented as they're not
there's no way to
seen.
get out there.
There's no way to get out there. And I was actually just approached by the writer who wrote it. I was actually just speaking on a panel, and she said, "Yeah, I wrote the script, and I think you might be good for it." And I'm like,
Wow.
"Thanks." And so that's how it happened. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that in Canada you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we get most of the people we get is that we literally just go up and
Walk
say,
up to them
hey.
and talk to them. They're all humans. It's
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's the thing. Because
Sometimes you chat on Twitter about your cat in a bandana, and then
and then your
like,
best
wait a minute, wait a
friend.
minute.
Your saucy cat like doing
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I remember that.
she's like licking her paw.
That's gonna be a GIF somewhere now.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
It sure is.
But no, I was talking about. I was talking with someone last night about how Canada does not have a star system.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to help with. Is, create press and create opportunities for these young actors to help
Yeah.
establish them. And it's true. I mean, even Quebec has its own star system, right? So
It does. Yeah. Because I remember Micheline talking about that when
Yeah.
she was on. Yeah. But it's just, which is cool. I mean, it makes everything accessible for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it might make it tougher for people to get in there in the first
Yeah.
place.
Well, it's just really surprising because sometimes, I don't know if I should say so you can cut it out if it's bad or something. But like if I talk about a project that I'm on, for example, that for like Bomb Girls, I mean, a lot of people say like, "What's that?" And I'm just
Yeah.
like, "Really? Really? You know about some crappy American
Yeah.
reality show and then their names, but you don't know
No,
these
anything about
beautiful,
Canadian
amazing
television?
actors that
Yeah.
are on this beautiful, amazing Canadian television show."
Yep.
And so some that kind of irks me sometimes.
Yeah.
But-
We've
But
got a friend
even
at
like
work.
you look at Facebook and stuff, and people are still like today. I just finished watching this. I hadn't heard about it except for a couple of weeks ago or
Yeah,
whatever. And
yeah,
then I'm
yeah.
like, global, the fan base is actually still growing.
Sometimes.
Give it a little bit more time.
Well, I'm I was actually thinking about this. It was okay if they continue like the British kind of way of doing a series where you can do like 1 or 2 series and then leave it like for 2 or 3 years even.
Yeah.
Really?
And
I didn't
then
know
come
they did
back.
that.
Yeah, like Red
Are they going to
Dwarf.
do that with the IT crowd?
They're doing one final episode.
Really?
They are.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Isn't it? I love that show.
show.
I love it. So good. I actually just started rewatching it.
Yeah.
Just because, and I just burst
That's
really
football
good.
episodes.
I love the one where they've got, I think it's first series. I think it's the final episode of the first series where they're up there in the manager's office and he tries to drug Catherine's character, I can't remember her name, but he ends up taking it instead, and then he's up there with the boys and they're all locked in the office together. It's so funny. It's so funny.
I can't remember that one.
I need to watch them all again.
I was like, that sounds like something that would have happened on Carol Burnett.
It's kind of like that zany,
Yeah.
what's that one character they go into that secret room, there's like a vampire.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's really, Don't open that door. Don't open that
Just leave common sense out the door.
door.
when
It's
you watch
such a
that
good
show.
show.
Yeah, it's a brilliant show.
The American version will never be talked
There
about.
was, I saw the opening sequence
Oh.
for it, and I was just like,
So bad. But yeah, well, they did that with IT Crowd. They did that with Red Dwarf.
Well, Lucky Seven is the British from the Syndicate.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to track that down then.
Yeah, actually, one of the leads on the show, Lorraine, she's from the original.
Wicked.
And she's in the American version too. So.
Oh,
All
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Canadian. We're shooting
Yeah,
Canada.
am I too far? I don't know. Am I doing this wrong?
Bonnie seems happy.
Oh, okay. I'm learning.
Now, and the Lucky Seven is where you guys win the lottery.
My character doesn't, but yeah, a bunch of people.
Oh man.
Well, he's a doctor. What does he need? Yeah.
Psychologist. Apparently, I'm a Jewish. I'm calling.
I'm an account.
All of a sudden, we're changing the show.
It's set in Queens. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, they win for, I think, like $45 million, and it's like split their 7 ways, the Lucky Seven, and what happens to their lives afterward. I think, and I read the opening, like the first episode, and it's like, I come in at the tail end, but then there'll be more of me after.
Of course.
It's
the beauty of a recurring character.
Yes.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah, well, that's how it always, like, even with Bonkers, like, the very first time Dr. Patel was seen, it was like that briefly just running down the hallway, and it was like, oh, it's like, all my friends, they watched, like, oh, that's
good. Yeah.
good for you. You've been acting for a long time. I'm like, no, there's more, I promise you. Yeah, what? Oh, 2 more weeks, I promise. Not next week's episode, the one after, then I'll be in more.
That's why I went to theater school, right
No,
there.
I didn't. I didn't have any of that training.
You did, what was it, Dean Armstrong?
Yeah, I trained, like, I
Yeah.
did some, like, courses here and there, and I
wicked.
went down to LA and stuff, but, like, I was a bio major at U of T.
Nice.
I worked in pharmaceuticals and laboratory sales for a while,
Wow.
So you can do that doctor speak anyway.
Whatever.
No problem.
Would you like a syringe? That's because I was a sales rep. I'm like, hello, do you need things like centrifuges and stuff? That's what
Can
I
I
do
get
all
you
day.
some swabs?
Yeah, haven't you autoclave? I don't even know what those things do anymore. Yeah, that was my life.
No.
No, I don't miss it. Yeah, it was just one of those things. I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
I hear that. I hear that.
Yeah.
But you also spent time like Taiwan. and
I was
Thailand.
raised in the Far East. Yeah.
That's wicked.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy my parents chose that part of the world to raise us in.
Totally.
Kind of gave me a different perspective on things. Yeah.
Yeah, because I Air Force brat, so I got to move. I did a lot of the Western
Oh, yeah.
Hemisphere. And,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that is one side of the planet I haven't got to and really want to.
I want to go, but I haven't been back. Well, I've been to Hong Kong. My dad still lives in Hong Kong, so I go I went back to visit him a few years ago, but I haven't been back since because he always comes over instead.
Right.
But I want to go to Thailand again because that was like the place that kind of stuck to me the most when I was a kid. Like
Yeah.
I met like even my childhood friends who I'm still friends with today on Facebook and stuff. When I did go back to Hong Kong, I was able to reunite with some of them and stuff like that. So it was kind of like that's a place where I made a lot of really amazing relationships and the food.
Yeah.
I think that's one place in the world that if I went back, I wouldn't be a vegetarian. I'm like, maybe I'll just not be a vegetarian in Thailand. Maybe.
That's fair.
Practicing.
Maybe.
No, I think I was the same way because that's one of the reasons I went back to Bermuda was because
You were raised there?
I did my entire high school there.
Amazing.
Like we were there from '84 to '89.
Your formative years.
Yeah.
Basically.
And,
So did you what's that triangle stuff about?
Oh, I have a story.
Oh, okay.
There is a story.
All right.
I don't know if I'll tell it on the air yet, but
It's a funny story.
Oh, no. But yeah, it was definitely spooky. But I don't know whether it was me or it could have
Just
been
the
bad
drugs.
air.
Yeah. No, if it was me or the drugs.
Alcohol.
I was too young for the alcohol.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was literally the same thing. How you would
Yeah.
relate to that? It was just that's
Yeah.
where you made your formative friends. And
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how. That's how I kind of had that romantic vision in my head when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it is now. It's probably totally different. All modernized. It was still modern then, but even more. So I heard there's like a sky train now or something. So,
wicked.
Yeah.
We
so-
need
Like
one of
that
those.
flies?
Yeah, it's like a train. The train is like
Elevated?
It's elevated like all around the buildings and stuff. So
Holy crap.
yeah, and like it connects all the major shopping centers to each other.
So it's like a cool model train when you were a kid.
yeah,
Made real now.
pretty much. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That would horrify me to ride on, though. I have trouble with bridges. I'd be like, I'm on a permanent
Yeah, you
bridge.
should see her at the zoo.
Wow, yeah.
Because we take
That bridge is narrow.
There's a very narrow bridge, and we ride across it on a little. What are they? The Zoomobile.
I'm okay walking on it, but the little Zoomobile track. It's like the drop on either side.
It's a steep drop. And she's like, I'm not looking. And
they always make the joke about how the driver's not got his eyes
Oh, right. But it's on
open
track,
either.
so it doesn't.
I'm sure it's fine.
You're not gonna. When you're here. You're okay.
That's right. See,
So far,
don't gas to be scared.
I do love the Zoomobile.
The Zoomobile is awesome.
I haven't been to the zoo. I don't remember. Have I been to the zoo here? I can't remember. Maybe in high school, like for a field trip.
We go fairly regular. It's kind of our thing.
Nice.
And pandas. There's pandas.
Yeah,
There's pandas now.
my brother actually went. He took his wife and his
Oh,
new
wicked.
baby. She's 6 months old, so they took her to the zoo for the first time. I'm sure she totally
Remember.
Yeah, she'll remember that for the rest of the days.
Yeah, so he was talking about being the line for the panda, and it was like an hour long to get to
Whoa.
see it type of thing.
Yeah.
And they're probably just gonna be sleeping when you get there.
Yeah.
I can just go to
Sleeping or eating.
I can watch that.
Go to YouTube. the YouTube. You see that YouTube video of the pandas playing in the Chinese zoo? It's so much fun. They're just like they're going up and down these
Oh
slides.
yeah, and they're all little cubs. Yeah, totally.
yeah.
I want to be like that lady that's in there with them.
I'd love to work in that.
I'm like, you're kidding. She's showing them how to go down the slide, so she goes down
and
and
then
they're
she's
like,
tumbling and
and then
stuff.
they roll and they all bump into each other at the bottom.
Amazing, yeah.
They're ridiculous.
Pandas.
It's no wonder they're almost extinct. Like they're the most ridiculous little dorky animals ever.
They're the cutest.
They are.
I have no opinion.
They're too
I
cute
had a stuffed
to be
panda
real.
when I was a kid, but I couldn't really have a lot. Of
I've got one
stuffed
now.
toys. I had asthma, so I was.
Oh, dude.
I had one when I was a kid. Doctor's like, no stuffed toys for you. So I'm like, wow.
Alright, I'll go play with my action figures.
Yes, my plastic sharp things.
That'll be fine.
You don't have child safety laws.
Where's my BB gun?
That's awesome. Now, we're going to slide back to Bond Girls.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Do you have a favorite moment for Dr. Patel through the course of this series? Or a favorite scene?
Favorite scene. I think my favorite was when I told Lauren off. I'm like,
Here's how I feel about you.
that was my subtext, right?
Guess how many fingers I'm holding up.
Yeah, and it was funny because when me and Peter we had our little showdown scene near the end of the season. Like when we were off camera, we were just like goofing off all the time, saying the most inappropriate things about Sheila. You know? Like, your daughter's great. You know, really. And he's like, really? No, it was fun. I mean, I think the entire time I was there, I was just like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. Like, I just couldn't wait to get to set all the time. It was like, you know, everything. Yeah, like the few days I was per month, it was just awesome. Yeah.
And then, of course, you've got fans like just clamoring all about Bond Girls now. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, like, how this happened. I just went to an audition one day and I have all these lovely people that send me these nice messages on Facebook and
That's
Twitter,
awesome.
and
Yeah.
it's just like, thank you.
I love that.
You know, it's like I'm just a dude trying to be an actor. You know?
Yeah,
Thanks for.
it's just amazing how that happens, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, not that I'm condoning canceling Bomb Girls, but I think that actually brought everybody out of the woodwork. Like, people
Yeah.
just, like, suddenly were,
Yeah.
the passion level raised a lot.
Yeah.
Because I like
By the
for
time
me,
we
like
found out.
I love TV. I watch a lot, but I don't think I don't really like follow like shows. Like I just watch TV and like, but like when I see like how much like they're so passionate.
They really
like,
are.
Yeah.
it's like it's amazing. Like I'm like I like hats off to you guys. Like it's amazing. Like I'm in awe and humble. Like I can't even. Like, I just like I'm sure everyone else feels the same way.
Mhm.
Like on set, like we're just like it's humbling for me. Like something that we worked so hard to make, and then there's such a love for it out there. I
Yeah.
can't even
It's
explain,
pretty amazing.
You know? Like, and then I
And more than just a regular TV show, like people are like posting stories about their mothers and grandmothers during
Mhm.
the war, and
Yeah.
like it's bringing everybody closer together. Obviously, from all
Yeah.
over the world, people are being touched by
and
it.
even for me, like I'm a Canadian immigrant. I moved here as an immigrant, and it was just like it made me so proud to be Canadian. Like,
Yeah.
it was one of those shows like I'm part of this, but like even if I wasn't a part of it, I'd still watch it. Like it's such
Yeah.
it tells such stories that need to be told, and
And it doesn't shy away from going like, we were racist bastards. We were like locking people up in camps and stuff. And
yeah, Yeah, tell us. And that's actually another thing. Even the when it comes to race, like I remember when I was in LA before I moved back home, I would always see like these scripts coming through, these breakdowns coming through for I've lost words now. Period pieces. Period pieces. Sorry. And they'd always have like, you know, generic casts. So even my agent was visiting LA at the time, and I had lunch with her. And she's like, "Oh, there's this amazing new show called Bomb Girls that's out right now. It's lovely." I'm like, "Oh, really? What's it about?" She's like, "Oh, it's about World War." I'm like, "I'm gonna be on a show like that. World War II, forget that." And then
everybody was white in World War II.
And then I actually come down. I'm like, "Well, I'm so angry. Like we've been around like." South Asians have been in the North American continent since like the 1600s.
Yeah.
We've been here, like we were here as indentured servants, slaves, you know, all that stuff, and you know, like we've been around. Just because it wasn't on television doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I saw the script, I was like, this is exactly what I was talking about a few months ago. Like, that whole telling the universe and all that just totally happened to me. So I was like, whoa. Yeah, so I was really thankful. I actually remember when Michael called to tell me, like, you know, congratulations and welcome and stuff. I told him, I'm like, thank you for writing this, because this is something I really dreamed about playing. Unless, like, the only time I could ever think about playing a period piece is if it's like I'm a Raj or in India or something like that, which is still lovely, and I'd love to do something like that, but you know, something that's
I think that's the thing for lesbians too. They're all like, just thank you for making a realistic story that's not like cheesy and tacky in any way. It's not even happy most of the time, which is pretty true to life.
So are you Miss Bond or McAndrews?
Oh man, I just want Kate to be happy. I want Betty to be happy. I want like everybody to be, I don't know.
Happy.
I don't think Kate can be what Betty wants, but at the same time, I know she wants to try. Because she doesn't want Betty to be sad either.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially now.
Allie was great. She was like,
Allie's a sweetie. She was one of the coolest people.
When I watched her, so I didn't get to work with her pretty much. Like I got to like see her like in between scenes and stuff like. But I never got to actually have any scenes with her. So when I used to watch her, like her scenes, I was just like the subtle movements she would make with her face. I'm like, wow.
I know.
Yeah.
Her face doesn't move, but her eyes well up, and you're like, oh.
She's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'm a big fan.
Well, we did during the first run of the first series. We got to interview like all the girls via phone.
Oh,
which was amazing.
Except Charlotte.
Except for Charlotte, who got in person. Which
poor sick Charlotte came and met us.
And then, but when we got to do the set visit, I think I was speaking for myself. I don't know how you feel. I was most looking forward.
Which ticket did you come? What were they shooting that day?
They were shooting like one of the final
from the finale
episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, with
they were
Michael
shooting
and Charlotte and the cop
at
shows
Mom's.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is the only part of that episode I've seen. So there's. But I was most looking forward to actually meeting Allie, because, you know, even talking to her on the phone, I was just like, this is one cool, awesome woman. And she walks in and she is totally the most amazing person.
Yeah.
She's totally...
She's like, how are we not sitting around with a beer in our hands? That's how it felt. We were just like, nah.
Yeah. And like the entire cast, the entire crew that we met that day totally made us feel at home.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they knew what we had done. They knew what we wrote every week about the show, which completely blew us away. It was the fact that people were reading... you know, from the series, people were reading what we'd written about.
I didn't even know like about Tumblr and all that stuff.
No way.
Until like Charlotte.
That's another thing that's exploded lately, apparently.
Because when I first, when I was terrified after like the whole dinner happened, because one of my first big episodes on like the dinner, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And then Charlotte emailed me. She's like, no, look, they like you, and she was sending me all these links to Tumblr, and I'm like, wow,
wicked.
Like I'm in GIF form.
Look at me.
Yeah, I'm one of those things.
That's awesome. Yeah, and the fans have been so amazing. I mean, not just for the show, but even for us. I mean, they just kind of took us completely. We ended up being listed on like media sites for Bomb Girls. I'm like,
amazing.
What? We didn't do anything. All we did is talk to people, and
that's all you gotta do.
Apparently, that's all we needed.
And so
and now you're superstars.
Yes, we are.
There you go. You got the whole Dr. Patel thing going on.
I did that.
You did it for me. Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I gotta make sure I'm rocking the hair.
And now I have to leave this on until I get home because my hair's not going to be okay.
But I love it. I mean, even with us being peripherally involved in just the smallest way, it's been amazing because just the response to that show it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And like Sue said, it resonates with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I regret is that neither of my grandparents were alive to have seen it.
Right.
Because I know
they were from that area.
Well, yeah, my mother's father served in the ETO, and I know my mother's mother was in Scotland, and I know she was doing something. I'm not quite sure what she was doing, but I knew she was somehow involved. It was just all of that. I'm like, I wish they could have seen that.
Yeah.
Just because it was an amazing piece of history. There was so much in that show that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Which
a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I knew about the internment camps in America, but I had no idea we did them here. And
yeah, and I knew in BC, I think there were Japanese internment camps.
Because it was probably closer by.
Yeah.
You know about the Italian ones, right?
No, me neither.
Or subs in St. Lawrence waterways. I what? All of that just blew me away. It's this whole little piece of Canadian history that I didn't know.
Maybe
about.
they glossed over it or something.
Yeah.
When I was in grade 9, I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna say I prided myself on it, but I love learning about World War II. Like, I read Michael Ambrose's books about everything he wrote about D-Day and all this stuff. So I knew enough. But then there was this whole section about my own personal history I didn't know.
And all I ever knew about World War II or any of the wars is just when they showed like the battle, like movies when you're in the front,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Oh,
awesome,
totally,
cool,
yes.
And, that's awesome. But it's like this, like you never know where that came from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Maybe it had a lip mark on it from the Gladys.
Never
Oh. Little piece of hair.
Little piece of skin.
But now, so just speaking completely as a geeky fan here, you were going to be associated with that role now for the rest of your life. You're going to be.
My life's going to be on like Tombstone.
Yeah.
That's how nice he is.
After like 5 more seasons.
Yes.
I mean, that's.
Well, from what I'm gathering, from what I'm seeing that's been written online, it looks like everything seems to be going in the right direction for the show to continue in some form or the other, right?
Yeah.
So, yay!
Yeah. Well, that's what we keep saying.
Yeah.
Like, just give us like 6 episodes a year, even.
Yeah, and like go back to a
Something.
miniseries format and
Make it
A
work.
yearly miniseries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
There's how what? It was 42. So they've got 3-4 years left from the war, basically. So.
There's still quite a bit.
Yeah.
and then people have to come back home. And
Which
the girls,
is the
like,
part
always
I
are
really want to
done.
know.
What happens?
I really want to know.
Because
And I actually want to know what happened. Like, what happened? Does he pick the girl back home? Does he pick Sheila? Like, what's going on?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I want to pick Sheila.
Yeah, he totally goes with Sheila.
Yeah, of course.
Because you showed it. Just one pisses Lorna off.
Of
Who's
course. It's like,
that? But
Lorna, look at this.
That's hello. But then he'd totally be building a new family after a new start
Yeah.
in Canada.
I want to
after the
see
war.
if he can
That's-
help Bob too. Like, global,
Yeah.
you left Bob in the damn wheelchair with like a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
And now what? I want to know. That was one of my favorite lines. Was like, I'm not sure that story's done yet or whatever.
Yeah,
about his
yeah.
legs. Just before the scene cuts, and I was like, hey, wait, what?
I'm just going to use some sort of therapy, some newfangled
technology.
young person that Michael will write for me to memorize. The funny thing when I'd be on set and like the Dieppe episode when all the soldiers were lined up,
man, that was
and the director's like, do something with this person. I'm like, what? What do I do? Check his pulse. I'm like, how? So then when someone
Damn it, I'm an actor, not a
they told me
doctor.
how to like check pulse. I actually learning. I can check people's pulse. Now.
Kid?
You're alive.
I am alive.
So there you go.
Yes, I'm alright.
There you go. So so that was kind of fun.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and like there was that one scene where where Ned and Sheila kind of have that little moment, and Lorna catches him, I did. It didn't end up in the final cut, but like I actually ended up going and like doing stuff with the drip and stuff like that, which I have to learn how to do. So that's all this interesting fun stuff, and everything is real when you're on set. Like my stethoscope was like a real 1940s. It wasn't like one of those new ones.
Yeah,
like everything was like real. And I was like, even my clothes.
The blood drive in the finale was fascinating. I was just like, oh my god.
I was really upset. Like,
I was like,
why am I not in this scene? I want to see all the blood, but I'm like, I'm sure I have other things to do.
I've got a drip to check.
I have to go check pulses in the hospital.
Hospital run, man. It's your hospital.
There you go.
That's so awesome.
That hallway needs you.
My hallway with the revolving numbers on it. I'm ruining the illusion, aren't I?
Now, we can probably talk about this one. I would talk about it if I was on a TV show. Did you take anything?
No.
Did you not keep anything at all?
One day, because they gave me this, like, men's watches were really girly back then. They were tiny. Like I couldn't like it was like this big the face on the watch. I couldn't tell the time. And I'm like, are you sure this? And I'm like, yeah. It's like it was like Burks, and it was like and one day I was driving home, and I just because it was so light, I didn't feel it. And I'm driving home, I'm like, I stole from set. So I call him, like, I have it. Like, it says Burks, so I'm sure it's expensive. And Burks is like our Tiffany's in Canada if you're an international viewer, so. So I was like, I stole some really old fancy watch. And, but I brought it back. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I kind of took.
You were on the lamb overnight.
That stuff is really nice. I don't think I would personally wear it in real life. It was a little high-waisted for me. It took a little, but the great thing about Ned's clothing was though the second I put it on and the second they put all that oil in my hair, like I was there. You know, and that's all it really takes. So I come to set looking like we're usually worse in my pajamas. Because it's like before 4 o'clock, I'm gonna roll out of bed, take off my face, and take a shower and go to work. But I wish so. I didn't know anything was gonna be, I'm trying to think what I would have taken.
We got to interview Charlotte in her pajamas on that day.
Adorable.
I was like, could you get any cuter? Like, what the hell? You have to come in here wearing your little pajamas and your boots. Because it was still winter out.
Yeah, that's the thing I always tell. I actually, my thing is, I tend not to read. I always write this on Twitter, but I don't read scenes that I'm not in or that aren't related to my character. I'm like, it doesn't help me with my process. And plus it'll ruin it for me when I watch the show. Yeah, exactly. I want to know what's gonna happen, so I usually just skim. Yeah. And so I remember like every time Charlotte would say something like kind of cutesy, or I'm like, oh, Charlotte. She's like, what? I'm like, you're so cute. And she's like, aren't you reading aren't you reading the script? So she is, because I just assumed like all her stuff is gonna be a cute singing, la la, Charlotte, and she wasn't. She was like a cold hard, like, I'm just gonna kill my dad and not think about it. And then just like I was just like, whoa, Kate's gone a little crazy.
It's a little dark this season.
Yeah, it's a little dark this season. Yeah, but I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I actually remember when...
I think she wore the pants in her relationship with Ivan, actually.
Totally did.
When Kate came to visit the hospital, I actually remember emailing Michael. I'm like, so does Dr. Patel have maybe a thing for Kate? I was thinking, kind of cute. But he's like, no.
Are you sure?
But she sings to the soldier.
If you want to make him a little bit of a knock, because everyone thinks he's such a nice guy. This is perfect. Just give me some. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe.
Not even a bit of a no.
Michael's email response was no. Okay.
Guess that answers that.
Thanks.
You don't want to sleep on it and get back to me.
It would really help my process, Michael.
Just one love scene.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah.
Just one once.
Just one.
It's not even that he has maybe a little crush on her. If we could just have sex once.
Just once. No, this is really inappropriate. Sorry, Charlotte, if you're watching.
She's never coming back on the show.
And even that scene that we had, that little where Lorna catches Natasha and I.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, it's just you come and you kind of like, you know, just brush the hair out of her face, everything. I'm like, I'm gonna kiss her. They're like, no. Like, no, I'm gonna kiss her because he hasn't had a kissing scene yet.
And he needs one.
He needs a kissing. I'm like, Natasha, what do you think about kissing?
Sheila needs to be dipped.
Yeah, basically. And so like the first take, I kissed her. They didn't use it. I'm like, fine.
I'll do it again.
Because she missed that she missed it when it aired. She's like, did they use the kiss? I'm like, no. Just apparently it shows more without showing too much subtlety, whatever. You know, lay it on thick.
Totally.
Not everybody's that smart.
Yeah. Tell us. Don't show us. Whatever the expression is, show us. Don't tell us.
That's awesome. But and to kind of get back to the fans, because you sent me that link about that poster about how there was this woman. There's a woman in the service, and it was her birthday, and her favorite show was Bond Girls. And there's that big poster which we loved in the cafeteria where it's got the woman getting.
Oh, I read that.
Right?
It's amazing. Yeah. That everyone on the like I think Janice helped out with that and stuff.
I know.
Yeah, they got like a reproduction, like actually painted up and everything, and sent it to her.
That's actually I didn't think anyone noticed because I always notice like weird things when I'm watching TV and stuff. And I'm like that's hilarious because I've actually never really walked around that part of the set before. Like I kind of like when I first got to see it, oh my god, I'm here. It's real.
Yeah.
But like I spent most of my time in the hospital and in the Corbett's house.
Yeah.
So did you know the Corbett's house isn't actually the real house they shot in? Because they shot in a real house in season 1 and that was a rebuild.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did know that.
Yeah.
And we got to
We got to walk through it. Yeah.
And we got to see the little garden out back.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is I love that because it completely blew me away. Because even watching, it, you're like, yeah, it's totally a location.
No.
Oh,
None of it is.
I love that
Yeah.
because I bought into the reality of it so much.
Yeah.
That it just felt like a real place.
I was like, oh, it's the Corbett's. Come on in.
I love it. But yeah, I love all the little details everywhere, and all the sets look amazing.
Yeah. I actually remember Michael introduced me to the art director one night and he was telling me that the shade of blue in the hospital walls, like it took like weeks of back and forth to get the right shade of blue.
Wow.
And I'm just like, that just shows how committed they are to that show.
Totally.
There's a serious love for that show.
Yeah.
But it shows not just from the fan side, but from the creative side as well.
Yeah.
Everybody involved seems to have just given it.
Yeah, well, even like I remember going for my first wardrobe fitting, and usually when I go for other wardrobe fitting, other jobs, like literally, like I budget, like they give you a 2-hour window. I literally budget 5 minutes because I'm like literally I go and I try on whatever. I'm like great,
like,
done. Yeah. This one it was like they put me through the. I'm working for my 2 hours right now. And I look at them, I'm like, oh my, I like this. Oh,
That's awesome.
yeah. They had tried all these different clothes, and you know, do we want Dr. Patel in these types of palettes? And
wicked.
I got to try on all these different types of like just the ties were insane. They were really short.
Really short and
Yeah.
really wide.
Yeah, but I was always wearing a vest, so I didn't. Like, I generally always had a waistcoat on, but like I was just like, there was this one I hated it. It had like a pheasant or a peacock or something on. I would tell them like, oh my god, you're making me wear this tie.
And now you got a matching mug for the.
Yeah, you see the image, but this one is a lot brighter. Mine was like a baby poo brown color with like a green pheasant with like it was horrible.
Biley knows exactly what you're talking about.
You know which tie I was talking about?
No, I think she can relate to the color.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I like how she did that.
Oh my.
Yeah, so that was like my least favorite thing, but everything else was great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love the clothes from that period anyway. If I could afford to wear them all the time, I totally would. I love it because I can rock the fedora. I like the ties. I love the suits.
I
We were
always
like,
used to hold my
spend some time in
fedora. I
extras.
never actually got to wear it because I was always coming in, so I always had to take.
Yeah.
So I was like, just pretend to take it off. I'm like, don't mess up the hair. I'm like, come on, I want
Just
to
be
wear it.
holding it in your hand. Come on.
Yeah.
But just
We got to play ping pong over by where the extras
Yeah.
racks were. So
Oh yeah.
Because they had
Sadly,
that.
losing the ball in there all the time.
It was so funny though. Like when I like my first few times on set, like I would go see the extras and like they're sitting there, but they're all in their 40s garb.
Yeah.
But they've got their like iPads and their iPhones and their laptops, and I'm just like, wow. It's kind of
My mind is blown.
I'm very confused. Then I did the same thing.
And you're like, I gotta tweet this.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Bonnie, you've got his Twitter and everything up there? Yes, Bonnie's awesome about that.
Here.
Here, baby?
They're just right across my face.
Which is awesome.
Like and follow me on Twitter. I'm kind of boring sometimes, but it's okay.
It's okay. Now, Lucky 7 has shot how many episodes so far?
We only shot the pilot.
You only shot the
I've only
pilot.
shot
Okay,
the
so you
pilot.
go back and, you
Yeah.
gotta stay in town to shoot it here.
Yeah, it was shot in Toronto and New York City.
Oh, wow.
So, like, parts of Hamilton were doubling as Queens and stuff like that.
As it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was amazing because the gas station, it was pretty cool. Like, it was like this whole, I don't know if it was a real gas station which they turned into or they built it or what, but like, the whole set was like, it was just for, like, even the food and the candies and stuff in there. And I'm just like, I'm gonna eat some candy. That's what you set. Just one. No one's gonna notice if one, like, sour cherries blaster is gonna be missing because sour cherry blaster, if it's there and it's free, come on.
We weren't there.
You never want to send me a present.
There you go.
Oh, you just put that out there. You know that's coming back to haunt you.
Oh my god, I hate sour cherry blaster now.
I can't eat another one.
Oh, braces all my tongue. Any sour candy, in general, candy, sour. Send it to my Twitter address.
So you've got Lucky 7.
Yeah.
Have you got anything else coming up?
I'm doing Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh, you're doing the stage show.
Yeah.
Wicked, who are you playing?
I'm playing David Moss.
No.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I
love
haven't
that movie
watched
so
it. The
much.
thing is, like when my friend offered me the role, and I was like, "Do you want me to audition for it?" He's like, "No." He said, "You're this is you."
Wicked.
I'm like, thanks. So I haven't I've heard of it, and I know, but I've never actually watched a play or read read the play until now, or watched the film. But now it's like I can't because
No,
I don't
because
want to.
it reflects-
Yeah, no,
So I'm
exactly.
like, and everyone's like, "Is that the Ed Harris role?" I'm like, "I don't know. Stop talking to me about it. It's annoying."
This is my role.
Yeah, so I just actually tweeted the link for the Indiegogo because they're
Wicked.
raising funds
Oh,
to
cool.
get it made. So it's up on my Twitter.
I would totally see that.
Yes, it's a Lower Ossington Theater in October, I think.
Oh, Wicked. Birthday present.
Yeah, done.
October?
Yep.
I'm October.
I know.
Oh,
I know, but I'm older, so,
it's okay.
That's right.
Libras or no?
Yes, we are.
He's playing his own grandfather.
There you go.
That's true.
Bizarro.
Grandson.
Yeah, I think they have the same hairstyle.
Perfect.
It was funny though. I had actually shaved my head right, like in LA. Like I can't. I had one of those Britney Spears. I'm like, it's too hot. Like it was like one of those Pedro meets, Britney Spears. And I was in LA. And I just like I can't do this anymore. I'm not shave my head. And I came home and I'm like, I'm gonna keep this shaved head. I kind of look badass. And then when I got Bomb Girls, Michael's like gray hair. And then I've just not been able to shave my head again.
There was no Britney Spears in the 40s.
No, there was no buzz cut doctors in the 40s. It was all very sophisticated.
Yes.
side
Are you in the military? No.
That's
Grow your hair.
Yeah, you'll actually notice in the very first episode that when we're running down the hallway, like they had to pat it down because it was like really kept sticking up. 'Cause it was in that middle phase where
Yep.
it's like it doesn't really do what it's supposed to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but
See, yet another reason to watch the series.
yeah, watch it all, and I'm giving away all the spoiler, like all the little things that happen.
Behind the scenes
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's the stuff we love.
I gave my mom a Bomb Girls themed present, which is like the first season on DVD, and then a little photo album of
Right,
pictures from our
yeah,
set visit
nice.
day, so she can see us on the factory floor and everything.
Amazing.
And then I sent her a bandana. that she just got recently as well.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that bandana drive, like I'm just like I saw what they were doing. I'm just like I was just like I posted some of the images that the Save Bomb Girls campaign was doing, and I put it on my Facebook page. And normally, like I'll get like a decent response from stuff. I have 18,000 hits. I'm just like what? I'm like. Amazing.
That's
I know, and like with the bandana thing, we were aiming at $1,000 to send 250 bandanas, and it ended up being $5,000 to send 1,000 bandanas to Global.
Wicked.
How do you like them bandanas?
I don't know. Maybe they're all wearing them around the office.
Yeah.
They're gonna be everywhere, forever.
I think so.
Forever.
Yeah.
And why not? I mean, my cats look great with them.
I know. Yeah, no, it's not like.
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
She was looking at her paws.
Yeah, it was
like,
really. I was like.
She
It
looks
was one of those
saucy.
pictures. Like just like whoa. She works it.
I laughed really hard when I took that
Did
one.
you wear this for me?
I put it on this one. I'm like, it kind of makes sense that
Even though it's for Doctor Who, but you know.
it makes total sense.
Yeah.
And it's blue, and that's blue.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to wear blue because it brings them.
And I wore blue.
See?
See?
Oh,
Yeah. Actually, in my head, I'm like, I wore all blue, and even for my audition day, I have my other change of clothes over there. But I wore all blue. I'm like, what if it's one of those blue screen sets?
It would just be a floating head.
Your hands.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That would make that whole check out my Twitter account
There you go.
thing even more
Yeah,
impressive.
That is perfect. Oh man. Gabe, that is. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was. Oh man, this so good.
Thank
And we
you for having
loved, and I will watch the final episode. I
You will.
As soon as I hear confirmation that there's a movie or another series,
I'm sure 100%.
or
With the way the response has been, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say anything 100% or anything, but like, not good. This is what I'm assuming.
More or less.
I think at this
How
point,
is it the late?
Yeah, I think-
show happened.
I think global will come around at some point.
Yeah.
Although I'm not even sure it's completely global. I think there's just somebody out there who's
Someone.
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe
I wouldn't want to have been the guy who made that decision.
No.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
You know, like things happen. You know, you can't control a lot of stuff.
No.
So, you know.
Exactly. But it was awesome.
Yeah.
Gabe, this was so great.
Thank
I'm
you for
so
having
glad
me.
you came in.
My pleasure.
And
I can't believe I didn't think of it sooner. It wasn't until you were like, oh, she looks saucy. I'm like, wait a minute.
we know you.
We're like chatting back and forth on Twitter and I'm making jokes and I was like, are you in Toronto? I'm an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Oh, we should have had Natasha on the show.
We do need to get Natasha.
Yeah.
And Brett Deere said he'll be in the show next time he's in town.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's amazing. Such a funny guy. Have you read his tweets?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
He's awesome.
And Allie needs to come on our show now that she's going to be shooting on.
So I'm the first guy from the show that you've had on.
Yeah, you're
You're the first
well,
Bob Rose
Michael.
person at all in the studio.
In the studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we had Michael on the set visit day
Amazing.
over audio.
I beat you all.
Brilliant. I love it.
I'm very immature, sorry.
There's nothing wrong with that. You fit right in.
And then I was like, because I had this idea, I was like, after the cancellation news came out, I was like, I kind of want to take Michael McLennan and Charlotte out for a drink or something. Like, just because now we've met them both or whatever, and so now you can come too.
Thanks.
See?
I'll get a
We'll
water.
have like a commiseration beverage or something.
I like the beverage.
Something where we're not recording or anything. We can just like sit and talk.
Yes.
I'll still be
I
the
love that.
same messed up person.
Yeah.
We're exactly the same. As soon as the cameras are off, we're still the same people.
Pretty much.
But
Yeah.
So that was a good
If not more ridiculous, slightly.
Yeah.
It's not like we try to
No.
quell our. We're not trying to be professional.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't have an image consultant to coach me. They're probably going to yell at me if I ever get one. But
What were you thinking? That's awesome. But yeah, Sue, good app.
Yeah.
thank you for having me. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
no,
it.
this was so much fun.
You guys are amazing, lovely people, and thank you.
More.
Love you both. Can I come here again?
And Bonnie, you rock. Make sure you wait for the camera. And Sue, yeah, that was a great start to the week. We are having a banner week already. I love this week.
Yeah, the
It's
work
Monday.
day
What have you
sucked,
done so
though.
far?
Yeah.
See, I put Sunday in that.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, Sunday was a very big day.
Sunday actually is the beginning of the week on some calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I expect the week to go downhill from here easily, but
No.
we'll just carry this buzz for the rest of the week.
Yes.
Yeah. The Gabe Gray buzz.
There you go. Just rewatch this interview over and over. Just have sound bites.
There are people who do that.
Oh God.
It's true. We found that out the other night.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah, we had a guest. Actually, I'll rock him first. Sorry.
Okay.
Because Bonnie has that look. She was giving me the countdown. Before the tape runs out. I don't know if we're still using tape. I don't know.
Tape.
Sue, it was
Tim,
good apps.
thank you for having
We
me.
rock.
We do. We try.
And so does Bonnie. Bonnie, you rock.
Thanks.
Kind of cute.
She's adorable,
The
right?
beach job. And you guys are getting married. This is so
This
great.
is so good.
Over our love for India.
Yes.
So for Tim and Sue and the Mind Reels on Smithy, we're going to say thank you and good night or good morning or whenever you're watching this. Ish.